Welcome back, everyone, to the Presence Podcast. I am very excited today to have Matt Breitenbach with me. Matt runs one of the most successful teams in the Hamptons. He's sold over 1.5 billion worth of real estate in his career and has a lot of experience with celebrities and the luxury market. And Matt has been a client of Luxury Presence for over 4 years, right, Matt?
Yeah.
So it's been amazing seeing his growth. And Matt, I just saw a post that said you grew year over year 94% from 2020 and 320% from 2019. So I want to start by asking, is this your best year ever?
Sometimes as an entrepreneur, I'm sure as you Malte know, like you just go all the time and you put the pedal down and like sometimes you don't turn up the volume on your wins. But it was nice to like kind of get together and be like, whoa, like pick your head up for a minute and be like, wow. Like we've already sold 100 million more than we sold last year in probably the best real estate market in the history of the Hamptons. And not that 2021 was probably the second best, but still the follow-up of 2020 year with the 2021 year that is that much higher. And then to like look back at the growth, you know, with great partners like yourself at Luxury Presence and Compass, you know, just coming here and on these two platforms, be able to every year just get momentum and now hit here. But the big boy goal for us is $1 billion. We want to be $1 billion real estate team. I think we're going to spend some time this fourth quarter trying to plan the road to 500. You know, we're at 250 and it's like the next level, you know, where we've made it. So, you know,
That's awesome.
Keep it going. Yeah.
Congrats on the success. And it sounds like you're not done yet. You have bigger goals, even for the next few years. So it's exciting to see that. How large is the team now?
We're at 7 total. It's been quite the journey. I mean, I tried to build a team in 2016 and we're at 7. We're kind of balanced. I think we talked when you came out to the Hamptons. It was great having you too when you came out. We got some great footage too and some great video stuff with you. And I'll always love talking to you. So thanks again for having me on. You're just one of my favorite people. But you know, we're now three agents and 3 employees. So we're pretty well balanced. And that's kind of the model that I've tried to instill is to have like heavy support staff and balance with agents, you know, not be like I feel like a lot of teams are like heavy, you know, a lot of shooters and scorers, but then no one's getting rebounds, you know.
Can you talk to me about when you started the team, when you started recruiting agents, how did you do it? And what did you look for in the people you brought on?
When I first started the team at Compass, I feel like I was, you know, I just kind of wanted to grow too quick. And I think I didn't really realize how important culture is. I didn't realize how character is for people on a team and really diving into people's character, not just like what they could bring or what I could get out of them. And I think that's what switched for me. I used to look at people like, what can I get from this person? What are they going to offer me? What are they going to do for me? And I started, which is important, of course, like role clarity and responsibilities, like, but I think it's also like understanding who this person is, like what's their character, and like, you know, real estate's naturally not a team sport. It's just not, and it's hard to build that into it, and it takes a lot of trust. It takes a ton of like we preach like true collaboration on my team. Like it's really hard, like. And I try to, and I think I've been learning that too, like trying to be even more collaborative too, like letting them in more, you know, like we set up this dry erase board down in the lower level of our office. And like, we've been having some great sessions down there, just like ripping apart certain things, like just getting in front, like old school, like getting in front of a dry erase board and like, just like filling the thing out. And, you know, it's been recruiting from that character. So I could like picture that person in that room and be like, all right, how are they going to contribute to that conversation? Are they going to be selfish? Or are they going to be like, or whatever? Right. So I think it's like really having principles for our team and values and like our ethos and like who fits that. And that's like the major thing. And then everything else will come after that, you know, but it's major. It's more about their values and principles than anything.
Is that something you work on with the team and write out and say, here's our mission statement, here are our values. This is what we want to, this is how we want to work together every day.
Yeah. You know, it's funny as a true agent, that's usually all over the place. I think we've kind of worked backwards on my team, and we're actually we're going to call it the BAT conference, our first one ever. We're going to have it in the first week of December. And I got a couple, I got this coach I work with who's coming out, and this other leadership coach I know is coming out, and some other Compass, high level execs may chime in and do some stuff with us. And we're going to basically, hammer that out. I think we've kind of built it, like what our ethos is and our culture and everything else. It's kind of try to put a pen to paper. And I think it's also for me, because I feel like everything has shifted a little bit because we've had this massive growth. It's almost like we have to rehash it. And we're planning this quarter, honestly, to look at it and look at my vision and make sure, like, I want to hash it out with everybody too, from a collaborative standpoint. Be like, yo, am I on the right path here too? Are you guys with me on this? It's like, you don't want to be running up a hill, like charge. And then like, wait, hold on. Like, is anyone coming with me? Like, let's go, So it's like making sure like we're all invested in this together and we're building the same thing, or we're building the same vision together. And I'm really excited for that. This will be the first week of December for us. And we're going to really I think dive into our mission currently is to elevate the real estate experience, right? Like that's our mission statement right now. But I think it's just to really dive in there, make sure they're not like to fully rehash it, but like make sure they understand it, make sure they're into that, make sure I feel like our team knows the values and ethos here, but like, let's get it down. Like, let's get it laid out. Let's get this business plan put together. And I'm excited for that too, because this is the first time I've actually planning out a year. So I'm excited for 2022, because usually it's like, it just kind of comes running through and then we just hit the ground, and we always have aspirations, but I'm excited this year to really dive in and lay out the road to the roadmap to 500, as I said in the beginning,
That's awesome. We have our company retreats coming up as well. And I'm cool. Super excited. Lots of people that we hired during the pandemic that I've never met in person that are coming together that I'm going to see for the first time. So it's exciting to be able to do that.
Yeah, plan ahead. That's amazing. Yeah. I love it. It's important. I think getting together, as much as I'm a digital guy and I love all this stuff, it's even I saw the difference, because I hired some new people during the pandemic too. And then we started I never getting everybody together. It was like, oh, this is weird. It was trying to blend this team with some new people and some new situations with people that hadn't even met, but we feel like we know each other, but we haven't even sat face to face. It was crazy,
Shifting gears a little bit, what aspect of your digital marketing would you say is most important to you? And I asked this, and for the audience, you do a lot of marketing, right? You invest in video, you invest in social, your website, your SEO. I mean, you really do a lot across a lot of different channels. I'm curious how you think about it, where you're putting your focus and where you're seeing the best results.
I have a guy on my team who's been incredible. He's our art director. And he's basically, you met him, Zach, and he's 25. And I thought I was kind of technically savvy with social and everything. And this guy is a whole nother generation. I'm like an older millennial, makes me feel older every time I talk to him. But he, doing a lot of video is big for us, and, cool videos too. We talk a lot about creating movie trailers, this, I guess, understanding people, right? I feel, and it might be in any type of thing, but maybe you lose who your consumer is, right, in marketing. And it's understanding from a real estate perspective, who is your consumer? Who's and I always try to look at it from my own lens. All right, I'm going to check out of this video after about, a certain amount of seconds. And I'm a big movie trailer guy too. So I'm like, all right, let's make this cool and keep people engaged. And then, so we do a lot of that with video. We also do a part where it's I want people to know who I am through video. I want people to know what this brand is about through video. And I think you can write stuff. And I was an English major in college. It helps me with writing. And I think I'm able to craft great messages. But I think video, people can, as in meeting in person, it's the closest thing you can come, I think, to getting an idea of who somebody is. And getting that out on these platforms, which is huge, because you have these platforms to reach so many people and do something different. And for us in the Hamptons, it's a more older school market, and we've benefited from that. And I think we've become known as the digital market things. And it's a big, I think, objective for us on our team is to be the leaders of this new generation of real estate representation. We want to lead this. We want to be this and as I said, it's getting more competitive, and we're that's great. We just want to lead everybody into this new generation, and it's a digital one. And I think we want to lead. We want to be known as these digital marketers that just run that. And partners with guys, with you and your company has been so amazing for everything. Some of the stuff we're able to do and also track it. It's been great.
I love your guys' videos. For everyone listening, go to YouTube, go to Breitenbach Advisory, check out the channel. There's a lot of really cool video content.
I got to look at the numbers, and I'm a bad CEO of this team to not know them offhand, but I'll have to get them out there. But it's like we're up, like just watching the engagement since like consistent posting of the videos has been huge, and people see it and people do get it, and they get out there and you do get those calls. And I don't think anyone out there should ever underestimate the power of social or digital. I think the good thing is not everyone's into it.
Yeah, it's a competitive advantage for sure. Most people just don't go the extra mile to get in front of the camera. It's a lot of work to do that consistently, but the payoff's huge.
Yeah, for sure. Or these videos too, because I feel like the day of like the MTV, we brought up MTV Cribs, but I feel like the day of like the 4 Lambos and like, the girls in the bikini, real estate videos. Like, I don't know, listen, they're cool. And I don't think they're like fully out, but I think people want to like, if you're going to do that kind of like more cinematic shots of homes and tours, and more fast, or you get real granular with it where you're doing like a walkthrough and you're really like almost like virtually showing them the house, are really good ways to get the video out there, which we've seen the most engagement with,
Yeah, it's always surprising to see just how much engagement you can get with fairly casual video content that doesn't have to be super high production value. You can shoot it on an iPhone as long as it's authentic, as long as you're being sincere and you're sharing something that is relevant to your audience. You can get pretty amazing engagement. I know you do this a lot. You just have Zach come along with the camera and he shoots you, at different times throughout the day, and you share a little bit of what your day-to-day looks like.
No, for sure. I think even reels, like I've been, having Zach on our team do reels for us, and like just the engagement, even the stuff I've had for me to do personally that I can watch more than even the team page. I'm like, oh my God, you get so much more exposure from non-followers. You'll see your non-follower exposure on your Instagram insights, like just shoot up just from, getting those reels out there. So if you're having someone shoot a video for you, just have them put it in a reel format for you, clip it down, hit that time frame for it. And I'm telling that your engagement will go through the roof.
Yeah. I think the takeaway is for your listings, do the high production value, have the whole video crew come out, make them look amazing, like a movie trailer. And then for social and some of the personable stuff, completely fine to shoot it on an iPhone. And as long as you're authentic, typically it tends to perform well, especially now with reels. I mean, I'm seeing now some people actually starting to use TikTok. And I mean, obviously I've
heard great things about TikTok. It was funny. I just told Zach this morning, I was like, we keep talking about getting it going. Yeah. And I heard a great thing from Matt Spangler, which probably applies to, who's the, one of the chief marketing officers at Compass. And he said something I heard him say one time about whatever you spend on production, you should spend on promotion. And I think that's a good thing for utilizing you guys too, with some of the YouTube ads. We've utilized you guys for that too, which has been amazing. Like, I remember we had this one property and I was like, reach out to you guys. I was like, I got to sell this in 2 months. Like, I want everyone to see it. And we pumped it out there, and literally like the client called me and was like, you guys, this big guy who was like a big, finance guy called, who was friends with our client, called them and said, hey, I think your broker's got me freaking dialed because I keep getting his listing video. And I'm like, yes, it's working. And it was it was good for them to hear that, because as a client, because sometimes with clients too, is a struggle. You tell them, that are older, and you're telling them we're doing this digital stuff, and it doesn't really click. But for them to hear that, it was huge. And it does. It's amazing how you can kind of really sniper target certain individuals you need to through it as well.
What would you say has been the most effective or successful marketing campaign or marketing event that you've ever done?
It's another good one. We did, I remember we did this luxury, we did this listing portfolio book, and I did an event. We were doing an event when I first came to Compass. This was like 2018. And I was doing an event with a partner, and Bubba Watson. It was during the U.S. Open at Shinnecock Hills in Southampton, which is a major golf club. And they host the Open every 10 years or so. And I was doing this event with Bubba, and I was like, all right, what do I give out to like all these people at this cool event we're doing? And I was like, all right, let's put our listings in a book. And okay. And it started as like this little book, and it's now over the last couple of years, it's become almost like a magazine. it's become like our brand. It's like our brand book with some listings, and we kind of tweak it for different types of year or whatever it is. And, and then I think, we were talking with you and your team, and we ended up digitally releasing it. And then we ended up creating a landing page with you guys. And I remember that first email, and then I had my video guy create like a cool like trailer video. And we blasted this out to like every contact I had except agents, only not any Hamptons agent, but anyone else in my network, right? We fired this thing out to. And literally like all of a sudden, like, and we set it up. So in order to download the book, we worked with your team on this. You had to now put your information. It was like the most, it was like inbound marketing. And we just sent this thing out, and all of a sudden, like, the reply email started exploding. Like, it was just like, and we're like, oh my God. And it was just like amazing thing. And every time we send that book out now, we still have the page up. We take, now we've like kind of systemized it, and like it goes out every quarter. And, we started direct mailing it. It's a huge weapon for us. It's like we started leaning in on it. And I think, it's something I'm trying to get better at too, is like really like doubling down on stuff that's really effective and works, and not trying to, which I think mistake in the past has been spreading out too much instead of doubling down. And we've been trying to do that with this book, but that's been that listing portfolio book we have. You guys should check it out online, breitenbachlistingportfolio.com. Luxury Presence at the site. And if you put your contact in, I'll send you a note too. So, they'll feel free, seamless plug. But I think that was a huge thing, especially when we put it digital. And we try to make every book, good. Like, it's almost like it's something that we've also envisioned. We have big dreams for, of like expanding maybe some of our partners in different markets or stuff too. Maybe we'll utilize some of the network in your guys' network and like try to like, includes different, properties and different things. So it's a book we're going to continue to grow. And it's kind of come like this little brand book / magazine for our team.
That's awesome. And I remember that campaign, really creative and worked really well.
Yeah, no, it is. The landing pages are big. It's something I think want to explore more, but I think just for that instance, it's been huge, and something I feel like it'd be useful to, do similar campaigns, like offshooting that in the future.
What role would you say has Luxury Presence played in your business?
Simply just being great. I think from just a digital standpoint, like you've helped us, I think really have, like you opened a door into the digital for us, like much more easily than it would have been without you, like you really gave us like doing this landing page so easily. Right. Like I never working with a local guy to do websites for me in the past. And it was like a whole different experience, right? Like just to have like, it's like you guys now having the technology yourself, or be able to like, okay, like you have this, your platform to roll this out, and then having the advisor, and giving us that person, and, getting up our website, which is a huge thing for us, a huge moment for us, where we kind of went and we had our own, which is something I always wanted. Like, this is our brand, and it really put our brand into the digital sphere, like full, and gave us that ability to do it. And from some of even the marketing standpoint, it's been amazing. When we needed you guys pulling you on to run the ads and everything else. And again, it kind of helped us really, it was a bridge into digital that we needed, and it made it a lot easier. It was like, I knew where we wanted to go, and then we just needed help getting there. And you guys have been a great, partner for us to get there.
Really glad to hear that. And it's been phenomenal working with you for the last 4 years, and very excited to see where you take things. I know we'll be here 5 years from now talking about how you cracked $1 billion.
Let's go.
Very excited for
awesome.
Future growth and success. Thanks a lot for joining us, Matt. Where can people go to learn more about you and your business and follow along with your marketing and your journey?
Yeah, BreitenbachAdvisory.com. If you go to YouTube / Breitenbach Advisory Team, we're there. The listing portfolio book, which I referenced, BreitenbachListingPortfolio.com as well. At Breitenbach Advisory on the Instagram, and at Matt Breitenbach is my personal handle on Instagram. So I'd love to see you guys follow us and check in with us anytime.
Go check it out. It's worth it. Thanks, Matt.
Thanks, Malte. No, thank you, man. This has been great. Thank you, bud.